Greetings, folks. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about the G2 from Gweike, and I've had this for. I got it back in November last year. Yeah, something like that. And I've been using it, testing it, whatever I could figure out to engrave. There's a lot of stuff to engrave on with the fiber. This one is 20 watt fiber laser, and I'm actually really satisfied with it. It's 110 by 110, and they also have a 150 by 150 millimeter focus lens. This is the manual lift system. So you go focus this knob, raise and lower system. Let's see if we go over here. There we go. And do that. In my huge shed, I had to put it on my desk on the side here. For me, this is a really fun tool to use. What else for me to start to say? I can't remember. Anyway, when you get this laser, you have to put it together, and there is not too much to it actually. So if we go in to that, that's the user manual for it. And you can download it, save it on your PC or Mac or whatever. You can just pull it up, and you will find that under homepage, support, manuals, and downloads. Like all the other manuals software they have, or either this one or the CO2 or what's the diode laser called? Anyhow, this laser is now on sale, $1,600. And the other one is for $2,000. Anyway, you can also get additional the roller or the truck, and you have a shield. You can buy all those things separately. See here. I actually bought all of that. I've been testing and playing around with it. So you can just go to their webpage, find the machine you like. Here. G1 diode laser, it's called. There we go. I have actually all this for my machine. Go to the web page, look around, and I recommend go into the support page, download the manual like this, and read and learn about it. You are totally new to lasers, and it's It's really good explaining on how to put it together and what to how to set it up the correct way. Something to keep in mind when you're putting it together. This cable is the flat one. It is actually quite fragile because it's a ribbon cable and the pins in there is really small. So if you have bad eyesight, or lighting or something like that, use a flashlight because this goes in only one way. There is some tabs on the side of it, so you need to align those up and don't be forceful with it. Don't just jam it in there. You're gonna break something. And be certain it sits all the way in. Another thing to be careful of is that cable over there. I'm gonna show it on my machine also. Let's see. And we're going to this and that. Can you see that one? This cable? It got a gray sleeve on it. This is a fiber cable. So don't be bending it all over the place because those fiber optic cables are super fragile. They can break, and if you break that, you're screwed. Simple as that. Here. That's the ribbon cable I'm talking about earlier. That's the one to the communication to the PC, power. That's all about it. Handy dandy. So back to that one. On this picture you also see they have the shield, and it actually has a fan. It's a extraction fan for the smoke, so it gets drawn out and not cling to the lens of the fiber. You can tilt it for objects that are weird shape for placement. Another thing that is important to remember is where you are focusing from. And is in this manual, it's really showing you where the focus distance is measuring from. I made on my CO2, I cut out a measuring tool in from acrylic. Looks like this. Can you see that? Yeah. And this, I take my fish away. For example, a card like this. Put it on there. Put the tool over. And that's my focus. So to get this out, I don't need to move it like that. I can just take it sideways. Because when you have anything on the side like that, it is easier to remove it. And on these aluminum cards, I use a steel plate. That's only because I have small magnets. Zoom in. You see, now it will hold in place like this. And because the laser is heating this card up, now it won't bend. Because if you just lay it down on the platform over here, it's gonna bend. And another thing you need is actually a decent extraction pan. Because you are using cards like this or anything, you're actually removing stuff from it. You don't want to breathe that thing. It's not good for you. Just saying. So get that user manual, download it, read it again, because there is a lot of information in this PDF on how to get started. Let's see, you can actually go back here, and also there's a Facebook group. We are quite a few members in there. We try to help out the best we can on figuring out stuff we have problems with, or ideas, anything like that. Let's see. There is a software with this machine. And I will say it. It's not the best. Just to be straightforward. But there is a but. It's a but. This program will get the job done. It's sort of difficult to understand everything in it, what you can do, what you can't do. But for beginners, it is okay. There is no other program out there yet for this machine. They are working with it to get another one. And the other program is Lightburn. And when they figure stuff out, how to get those two to work together, it's gonna be great. I've used Lightburn on the CO2 and a smaller diode laser, and it's just fantastic. I should have done this actually from the beginning of, because that software has been there for a long time and been well thought through how to do stuff. You have so many opportunities inside that program to make designs and combine elements and do all kinds of crazy things. Anyway, this program will get you started, to say it that way. I'm not actually gonna go into this program to show you how to do stuff, because I think that is a whole different video. And another thing, I'm not super good at this program or software. We're gonna just leave that software, and either way, when you get your machine and starting out, do tests with, especially if, can you see this? Power. It is on default on 75%. Always go and start on 15. Just, it's better to have a lower power setting when you start to figure out stuff than going, for example, full juice on 100%. It's not clever. Start small and increase the power. Oops. So we're gonna shut that down. It's the Bucci. On this stage. Lightburn has a forum. There's tons of really good information in there. And here you can actually get a free trial on the software. And you figure out if you like it or not, you buy it also in here. So you have the different choices on the coding for the specific machine you have. Anywho, let's try. I gotta move my video camera, because I'm gonna show you on my desk what you should do, like when you first start out. You have your stuff you want to engrave. I'm gonna just show you. Just need to reposition my camera. This is gonna be a funky angle. There we go. Kinda work. So, a ruler for focus height. Just piece of iron plate. Magnet. You can use any magnet you like. This is just a magnetic pin board, magnets. See, let's do a little bit this and more wiggling about with the camera. Do that. Yep. And I have another. This is really strong magnet. I actually don't recommend using those. This is also just a iron plate. So this is tests for figuring out settings. This is what you call for a scratch paper. You see it's and I've done a lot, really a lot, and that is what everybody should do. Make test burns, test engraving on the material you want to engrave on, because the whole point of doing tests like this is to get familiar with the program and the laser, what it can and cannot do. This is also just metal. Trying some different colors. Who was the guy that actually provided this? In the Facebook group, there is a separate section called files. There are people been putting out test files. Brian Lee made some test files, and this is what I've done. Just run his file or files to test out. See, because of the glare, it's really hard to actually see good. This? Yeah. Anyhow, there's testing. You can't test enough. Like these aluminium cards. That is, you can get a package of 50, I think. I think it was 50. You just do tests. And the good thing with this card, they have two sides. You can just do a test on one side, and if you think that's the good setting, you do another test with the same setting, but for example a picture or anything. Just play around with it. The point is, have fun with your laser. So it's lots. Oh, there's still have another side on this card. Need to engrave. See? Hey, do this. No, it won't focus. Different colors. That's how we made this one. I should do like this better. And we have stuff like this. All test blanks. And also tried to do, this is an old Norwegian coin. Sorry for the wobbling. Okay. Wrong way, wrong way. There we go, maybe? No? this is the side. See how it actually was. It's a brownish stuff. And on the other side, I run the laser over it, just to take off the darker layer. And all that is just, you need to test to figure out stuff like this. This is really bad focus. 2 rings. Why can't I have a normal focus? This focus. Sort of. You can barely see it. There is some writing inside. And all this is done with the rotary chuck. Been testing it. And this is actually there are not rings. This is actually pipe fittings. When you are combining 2 copper pipes, this is what's inside the joints to lock them together. What else? Made myself just a reference card. But I'm not actually using it. I'm using a notebook. I can write down whatever. And we have this is not gonna show up. Add example. Anyway, there's plenty of testing to do to figure out all the settings, some of the settings. And the settings will change depending on what kind of material you're using. So it's really nice to have something like this. Test on, look at your setting, take the notebook and write it down for the next time. I actually not have any issue with the machine. It's been running smooth for me. That might be because I've been doing my research, reading up on different forums on other machines and comparing software and other knowledge people have, and trying to implement that into this one. This machine, you would actually do pretty decent with it for a small company. It's only a 20-watt machine, but those 20 watts, there's a lot you can do. So maybe some years later you might figure out, oh well, I need more power. Go for a bigger one then, like the Mopa 60 watts. But then again, you have different laser type you are figuring out just what kind of material you want to use. But for me, this laser is working just fine. The only thing I want now is Lightburn. I really like it because I use that for CO2 and it's a 1600 milliwatt or milliampere. It's a toy, pretty much. This is not a toy. CO2 laser, not a toy. You're gonna spend a bit of money buying this, so take care of it, do the maintenance on the lens, buy alcohol for swapping the lens, swapping, not swapping, cleaning the lens, because all the residue of engraving can get stuck, will get stuck on the lens, whatever machine you have. So using pure alcohol for cleaning, good idea, good investment, and the lens will last much longer. Need some coffee. It's good. I don't actually have been thinking too much on this video. I just mainly just figure out I need to get it out there to people, so you could try and understand that you need to do your research on whatever you buy of machines that you are going to use. And another thing you need to keep in mind with actually any lasers, they are fragile. You can't be bumping them around, knocking them over or such like that. Take care of it. You spend quite a bit of money on them, so don't be hard on them. In this, there are fragile components like the mirror. You don't want those out of line or anything like that, because then you can't use it and engrave. That's also with CO2 lasers. The same. They are huge, they are heavy, but they are fragile. Take care of your machine so you don't run into problem. Another thing, there's all electronic equipment. If there can be anything wrong with it, it will be. Because there is something that can happen under our production of electronics. It's just the way it is. Stuff can happen. What else? What do you need to know? I don't know. Maybe try and make it short. Think this is not so short. Short. Anyway. If you're in the Facebook group at Gweike, just type anything in there, and there's plenty of people out there that will gladly give you a hand, figure out stuff. So I think I'm done. I'm gonna set up, make some engraving. I need to get a bigger stack of test card. So for that, take care. I have a camera over there. Look at the camera. Bye bye. Have a good one. Enjoy. Stay awesome.